Well, since he's going to be dead tomorrow, how about we get Duckie Lorette back up here, Mr. Aaron, with his piece, Grease Paint Smile.
Yeah.
I can't read. Clap again!
Hey, everybody!
Hi, Duckie!
You know, if you were a Simpsons fan, you'd say, hey, Dr. Nick.
Oh, well.
No one was around in the 90s except for these people. And Jaqui. Yeah, sorta.
I was busy being here, but not me.
Apparently this is the...
I didn't have TV though.
This is... I believe that. You were too busy wrestling bears. You didn't need TV.
I totally believe that. Handcuffing bears.
I don't use cups.
Oh.
Silk ties.
The English department, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause! Awesome. This is my poem, Grease Paint Smile, which I have no idea if it's in the mosaic or not. I just sort of submit things and people pick them.
It was in the mosaic.
Then it's in the mosaic and I wasted paper. I could have just picked up a mosaic and read from there.
Killer.
In the mornings I dab on my face, the one I show the crowds. For need of a face to call out the jeers and laughs. I always have a grease paint smile to make the crowd see the grin of the clown of lies. When I stencil my smile like a surgeon stitches wounds, I take care to embellish your joys. There's no glee when there is no clown. There is no clown without a grease paint smile. In the nights, when the crowds fade, their laughs and echo reverberating, hello, hello, hello. Off the walls of my grease paint smile, the one I clean when echoes fade and the lights show lights dim. I wipe it away with tear-stained rags. Dirty towels peel off my grease paint smile. The laughs are gone and the show is over. No clown, just the frown. Franki and Cole, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I wrote that, actually. What'd you say?
Take off your shirt.
Okay. I live with you, Duckie. Why do you have to call me out in public? You never asked me to take my shirt off when we're alone at home.
Now you just already been roofied by then.
Yeah, you're right. I walk around without my shirt on. What am I talking about? Up next, we have one of the greats, the classics.
Brandon Knockham.
Brandon Knockham! God! You just took it away from me. Brandon, please everybody clap for Brandon. He's excellent. He's going to be in the barroom stool. The bathroom stall.
Okay, so this is my first prose piece at one of these things, so there's something. The following piece is a glimpse of the imagined and perhaps not so imagined self-image of my body 2 Thursdays ago. It is called The Banks of the Barroom Stall. That great fuse of gin, wine, and rye flowed in the cracks of the gorge by his feet. Streams of bile tinged with sin spewed from his gut. Yet all that passed through his mind was the bright and sure dream of death. The lure of some pale sleep sketched on the banks of the barroom stall. The cold slab on which he lay was lined on each side by cracked glass. His eyes jumped from shard to dreg, but could not flee his reflection strewn on the floor like a tattered quilt. He saw the cleft of hair, its firm drip and clack, and his mouth, peeled bare from thirst. His ears, once so in tune, could no longer tell the creak of bone from the strum of his soul. There he is, a voice said. Not since his birth had he heard a tone so thick. His ears tripped on the words like a horse caught in barbed wire, some beast who could not tell the blood from the trough. Mad man, black and tanned, did you have a good night? His eyes bled salt and fire as he tried to speak. My time was fine, yes, he said as he peeled a thin film of dead skin from his tongue. a scrap he had not yet fed to the light. He could taste the sting of sweat, could feel the weight on his scalp as it bore down on him like a scythe. "Yes, I think so," he said, as he tried to hide the coils of hate lodged in his throat. "No, no, I am sure that it was the time of my life."
Absolutely lovely. Thank you, sir. Up next, we have Miss Maggie Hunt with her piece called Wonderland. Please put your hands together.
Okay. I called you Hercules, your strong jaw and beautiful voice lulling me into this fairy tale where I, the poor damsel, was to be saved by my hero. You walked with me through the trees, creating canopies over our heads, the beautiful scene giving a sense of peace and shooing away my fears. If only I had known that you were nothing more than a Mad Hatter and I was little Alice lost in Wonderland, being used as a tool for a desirable ending, having to fight dragons I didn't even know existed. You never thought I was quite the right size, but I stuck around to save you from your madness. When the time was right for you, you left me to fight on the battlefield alone, on the chessboard of hospital tiles, surrounded by the White Queen's army, telling me I must slay my Jabberwocky in order to leave. After the bloody battle, you tried to speak with me, asking me to stay with you in Wonderland. It was then that I realized I don't need to keep a man in my life who tries to save his own neck by abandoning me to fight for my life on my own. So I drank the blood of my enemy and found my way back home. Now I stay away from rabbit holes.
You know what? It's just like, Trey, I need you to come up here and be beautiful again. I need you to come read.
I agree.
I need you to come read your piece, Cleaning the Stage.
Take off your shirt, goddammit.
Which is a
I have
speech.
too many. Okay, we don't have time.
One of them.
Okay, so this is the first time. This is the first time I come here and I recite something that doesn't rhyme. Actually, I really do like to play around with rhyme in my poetry, but this is going to be a little different than anything I've ever done. You could call it, I guess, an essay or an academic article or a speech or a literary analysis. But I would actually like to talk about a story that was written by Nathaniel Hawthorne, and it's entitled "The Birthmark." And most of you know me, and you're probably immune to it by now, but I do have a birthmark, you know, and it's called a port wine stain, right there. It's, basically what happens is when you're born, it is a series of blood vessels that don't mend, and they just bring the color red to the epidermis. I have a patch of red skin. That's all it is. Nathaniel Hawthorne writes the birthmark because, according to physiognomy back then, blemishes were actually the sign of witchcraft. You know, they have the mark of the beast and stuff like that. But Hawthorne inverts this in his story, and for those of you that are unfamiliar with it, and I pretty much assume everybody to be, because I don't think people like obsess over Hawthorne like I do. He's really one of my favorite authors. But he writes about a scientist named Aylmer, and he falls in love with a woman named Georgiana. Georgiana actually has, exactly like me, the red spot covering half of her face, but hers is on the left side, you know, mine's on the right. And in the story, Aylmer's entire life is devoted to creating a potion that will cure Georgiana of her spot. He is in love with her, but he obsesses with the idea of perfection. Once he does perfect the potion, he gives it to her, she drinks from it, and she dies in the end. The entire theme of the story that Hawthorne is trying to get across is that if you live your life in the constant pursuit of perfection, then you completely forget what existence and reality actually is. In philosophy, you know, we have the branch of aesthetics, and that is the study of art or what is beautiful. And with aesthetics, we are able to put degrees and measurements to art and define what is beautiful, what is more or most beautiful. If it wouldn't be for differences, then, and if everything looked the same, we would have no need to study aesthetics.
If you follow me on Facebook, you might see I put like videos on YouTube sometimes because I like to play guitar and pretend that I'm good at it. And if any of you use YouTube, you know that people leave very mean comments. You know, everybody is a badass behind a computer. I do get comments about my face sometimes, and it's just astounding to me, but it happens. People are mean on YouTube. And for those that do laugh at me, all I can really do is laugh back because I've been like this all my life. You know, I really don't know what it's like to be able to blend into a crowd. And I don't know what it's like for people to forget my name because my first impression typically is also a lasting one. For those of you, I'm not done, this is the best part. For those of you that know me, know what I'm into, I obsess over Kesha. I really do. And though she might not really be the most credible source to cite, she does have a quote that says, "Embrace your differences, for they make you beautiful." There's a truth to that. That's the entire reason we study aesthetics, and that's the one thing I want to get across to all of you tonight. Embrace what makes you different, because that is literally what makes you beautiful. Thank you.
That was uplifting and wonderful, and I'm glad I made the decision to bring you up. Speaking of someone else who does it, I heard that it's somebody's like birthday at midnight tonight. So I'm gonna need you guys to like do obnoxious things. Obnoxious things! When he comes up on stage, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Anthony Lajani with his poem, Carnal Pleasure!
Things right here, and I think that's a good thing.
Okay. Anyway,
Spawn beer.
huh?
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Happy birthday.
Midnight tonight, I'm gonna be at Renee's, so if anyone's gonna be at Renee's, alright? Don't judge me. Okay, so this is called Carnal Pleasures, and it goes like this. Give me coffee like dark liquor. Give me stubble and stuffed like the golden calf. Build me a pyre drenched in regret, soiled deep and brown and ready to burn in fits of indecision. Give me candy like cigarettes. Give me corrosion and choke in my opiate den. Share me freedom of a shortened life, where burden passes from mother to son in a matchbox. Give me sainthood like Pythagoras. Give me fractal bulbs spilling inconvenient prophecy. Drown me in figures until I weep and contort like the learned astronomer on the day the sun died. Give me dreams like death. Give me liberation and loam enough to grow gardens. Bring me to my knees in the greenhouse, lost in high maze and unwilling to become your scarecrow. Thank you.
Sorry, freaked out.
It's cool.
I ain't your scarecrow! I ain't your scarecrow, bro! I can't believe, sorry. She looks really comfortable, so up next we have Anna Broussard with her piece, Love Letter.